everyone. Let's talk about this phrases today. Phrases you can use for your speaking, IELTS, SELPA, PT. Plus, it's for your general vocab as well. If you are having a conversation and you want to add a flavor of your phrases, here are the 15 phrases which I'm going to talk about today, along with the definition, what that means, and what would be an example sentence to use that. Beat around the bush, sidestepping the central point, skirting around the issue without direct address. Stop beating around the bush and just get to the point already. So you want somebody to just come on to the point and stop going here and there and making the issue more wide. So you'll use stop beating around the bush, which means sidestepping from the central point, skirting around the issue without any direct address. Now let's put the second one. Second is break the ice, starting a discussion in a social environment. When you want to break the ice means you want to there's a silent environment and you want to start some conversation or a discussion. I told a joke to break the ice because and then we were all chuckling together. So anything which you want to start a conversation, start a discussion when you are around people, that would be your phrase break the ice. Okay, and the sentence would be I told a joke, or I just did some act to break the ice and want everyone to laugh on it. Cut corners, performing inadequately or inexpensively. If you cut corners when you are renovating, leads to increased expense for repairs in the long run. That means when you are not to the point, that is, you are cutting your corners, performing inadequate or inexpensive. So that's your cut corners meaning. Hit the nail on the head. Define the precise cause of the situation or issue. Whenever you are very specific about something, you're very specific to the solution, you hit the nail on the head. And what sentence you can use is you really hit the nail on the head in your description of the problem with your strategy. When you know what is the situation and what's the precise cause of the situation or issue, you hit the nail on the head. And you can use that. You really hit the nail on the head in your conversation today while describing an issue or while describing a strategy. Let the cat out of the bag. That means you want someone to disclose their secret, typically without intending to. You're not intended to do, but you disclose a secret. So this often happens with us that we have no intention to break the secret out, but it gets disclosed. So that's where they let the cat out of the bag. I was attempting to keep the party hush hush, but my sister let the cat out of the bag, and there was some fight. So there was some conversation, hot conversations among them. So when she did it unintentionally, so that's why she let the cat out of the bag. Once in a blue moon means an occurrence that is extremely uncommon. Once in a blue moon, I visited my grandparents' house. Once in a blue moon, we go for an international trip. That means the occurrence is extremely uncommon or very rare. I see my cousins once in a blue moon since he relocated to I see my cousin once in a blue moon since he relocated to another country. That means it's a rare happening that they meet their cousin. Once in a blue moon, I like to try sweets. Once in a blue moon, I have my cheat day. All those things which has a chance of an extremely uncommon or very rare, that's once in a blue moon. Piece of a cake, a task that is extremely simple. It's very easily achievable. It's very easily doneable. Like it can be done without any efforts. It doesn't require any brains. So the exam was a piece of cake, not as challenging as anticipated. Anything which you are simple or you did it very easily, that's a piece of a cake for you. This is basically on task, on exams, on any other um, process which is very easy to achieve. That's a piece of cake. Sit on the fence, remaining neutral or impartial in a disagreement or conflict. You just don't want to comment or you don't want to dive into some disagreements or conflicts. So you just sit on the fence. You can't sit on the fence any longer. You have to take a decision. Like either give your disagreement, give your agreement. So when you are not doing anything, you're just sitting on the fence and you're not making any decision. You're just impartial in a disagreement or remain neutral. Speak of the devil. The moment the person you were just mentioning shows up. So when I was talking about you and you are arriving now, talk about the devil and here is it. This would be the most common sentence you must have heard from your teachers, schools. So the moment you are talking about someone and he's in front of you and he'll just say, "Oh, I was just talking about you." Instead of that, now say, "Talk about the devil and Matt is arriving now. Here you are." Take with a grain of salt, not treat someone's word as gospel. I take everything he says with a grain of salt, he tends to embellish. Like you're not taking anything seriously because you know they show off, or you just take with a grain of the salt. As little as a grain of salt is, as seriously you take that. Because you don't trust those people, you don't trust that situation. So, not treat someone words as gospel or seriously is take with a grain of salt. Throw in the towel to give up, to admit defeat. So, whenever you have admitted that you cannot move ahead with the situation or you have given up on the situation, you have thrown in the towel. After several failed attempts, he chose to give up and attempt a different approach. Or you can say after several throw in the towel, he chose to give up. Or after several failed attempts, he was thrown in the towel and attempt a different approach. Anything which is you have given up or you have already admitted defeat in front of people or into your heart is throw in the towel. Under the weather, very commonly used sentence when you feel sick or ill. I am feeling a bit under the weather, so I plan to stay home today. When you are feeling sick, this is basically when you talk to your boss, you can say, I'm under the weather today, I cannot show up. Barking up the wrong tree. To be wrong, to search for answers in the incorrect location. If you think I'm responsible for the error, you are barking up the wrong tree. That you are wrong. I didn't do that. Bite off more than you can chew. To tackle a task that is significantly overwhelming. She bit off more than that she can chew. Like you are taking more than what you can have. She could have handled by signing up for too many courses. Burn the midnight oil. To burn the midnight oil working on a project or a task. I have to burn my midnight oil to complete my report by the deadline. So you're burning yourself, you're putting an extra effort, you're doing some extra um, task for getting a big project done. So that's you burn the midnight oil. Please subscribe my channel and have a great day and let me know in comment section what you want to see